They say some places hold the whispers of the dead, places where the wind carries secrets that no one dares to uncover. Deep in the northern Ural Mountains of Russia, there is one such place, a slope forever stained by tragedy. In 1959, 9 experienced hikers embarked on an expedition into the snow-covered wilderness, their hearts filled with ambition, courage, and youthful recklessness. They never returned. What happened to them has become one of the most chilling mysteries in history, a story of fear, nature's cruelty, and perhaps something far darker. The journey began with excitement. The hikers were all students or graduates of the Ural Polytechnical Institute, skilled in mountaineering, skiing, and survival. Their goal was the eastern Ural Mountains, a region known for harsh winters and treacherous terrain. Yet they were confident. They carried tents, food, and equipment. Maps were studied, routes planned, and cameras packed to capture the untouched beauty of the Ural wilderness. Nothing in their experience could have prepared them for what awaited. At first, the expedition went as expected. Snow crunched under boots, rivers shimmered through frozen forests, and the wind whispered through the trees. The hikers shared laughter, songs, and stories, their breath forming clouds in the icy air. The mountains were majestic, seemingly serene, but the landscape is not always as it appears. Beneath the beauty lurked danger, avalanche-prone slopes, sudden temperature drops, and a wilderness indifferent to human presence. Night fell, and the first signs of something amiss began to appear. Footprints in the snow led off the main path. Equipment was disturbed. A sense of unease crept into the group. Some recalled seeing shadows in the distance, fleeting shapes that vanished when approached. The wind seemed to carry whispers, voices that were not there, urging caution, demanding attention. It is in moments like these, when nature feels alive and hostile, that ordinary men encounter extraordinary fear. The group reached their designated campsite on the slope of what is now known as Dyatlov Pass. Here, they set up a tent, intending to rest before continuing, yet that night, something compelled them to act in haste. The tent was later found slashed from the inside. Footprints led away from it, barefoot, half-dressed, into the sub-zero darkness of the forest and mountains beyond. The clothing and shoes left behind were scattered, some torn, some untouched. Panic had taken them, though the reason remains unknown. Over the next weeks, search parties scoured the mountains. What they discovered was more terrifying than anyone could have imagined. The hikers were found in separate locations, some near the tree line, others deeper in the forest. Injuries varied, fractures, internal damage, and some with missing eyes or tongues. There were no signs of a struggle with humans, no footprints beyond their own. The tent remained a hollow reminder of vanished lives. The scene was both horrifying and inexplicable. How could 9 healthy, experienced hikers succumb so completely, so mysteriously? Experts proposed natural explanations. Perhaps an avalanche forced them to flee. Perhaps hypothermia clouded their judgment, leading to irrational decisions. But the evidence refused to conform. Some bodies were dressed inadequately for the extreme cold. Others had injuries inconsistent with a typical avalanche or fall. Radiation traces were detected on some clothing. Some footprints led directly away from potential danger, while others wandered aimlessly. The pattern was fragmented, chaotic, like a mind unraveling under incomprehensible fear. Theories soon grew darker. Some suggested secret military experiments in the region, testing unknown weapons or radiation devices. Others whispered of Yeti sightings or creatures inhabiting the Ural wilderness, invisible but deadly. Local legends spoke of spirits that guarded the mountains, punishing intruders who dared tread where they should not. Every hypothesis was incomplete. Each attempt at rationalization collided with facts that refused to be ignored. Consider the human element. The hikers were not mere wanderers. They were trained, resilient, and resourceful. To flee a tent in the dead of night, partially clothed into the freezing snow, required a terror that defies reason. What could cause this? Were they fleeing an avalanche, a predator, something that could not be seen? Imagine yourself there, darkness pressing from every angle, wind slicing your skin, shadows shifting in every direction. Every crackle of snow, every whistle of wind becomes a threat. Fear becomes tangible, almost alive. Time itself seemed to twist around Dyatlov Pass. The rescue teams arrived to an empty, desolate landscape. No evidence of struggle, no human tracks beyond those of the hikers. The bodies appeared scattered not just physically, but in the timeline of death. Some had died instantly, others lingered, lost to hypothermia. The inconsistencies puzzled forensic experts. The human mind struggles to comprehend such chaos. Why are the facts fragmented, so disconnected from the normal patterns of tragedy? Over the decades, countless investigations have tried to unravel the mystery. Books have been written, documentaries produced, and internet forums flooded with speculation. But Dyatlov Pass resists explanation. New theories emerge periodically. Gravitational anomalies, secret Soviet experiments, meteorological phenomena so rare they seem impossible. Some suggest a karma vortex, a slab avalanche, that creates a sudden, forceful pressure wave capable of flinging humans across the snow. Others invoke the supernatural, arguing that some force, unseen and intelligent, was responsible. The truth remains elusive. The story is not merely about death. It is about the human confrontation with the unknown. The hikers represent courage, ambition, and curiosity. They ventured into the wilderness seeking adventure, yet they encountered the limits of human understanding. Every detail of the incident, the torn tent footprints, the scattered bodies, the unexplained injuries, becomes a symbol of our vulnerability. The mountains do not yield to human will. Nature can be beautiful, indifferent, and terrifying all at once. And perhaps, in some corners of the universe, there are forces that simply cannot be measured, explained, or controlled. Imagine walking through the snow where they fled. Darkness is absolute. Wind cuts through every layer of clothing. Every step may be into a hidden ravine. Every tree, every shadow, could conceal a threat unseen. The body reacts first. Adrenaline, confusion, the sense that something incomprehensible is pursuing. This is what the hikers felt. And as the cold seeps into your bones, rational thought falters. Panic, fear, and the unknown combine, producing decisions that seem insane yet entirely natural under extreme duress. Dyatlov Pass is now immortalized. Tourists, adventurers, and curious souls trek to the location, retracing the steps of the lost hikers. Photographs capture the snow, the mountains, the silence, yet there is a sense that the place itself is alive, remembering, whispering stories of vanished lives. Some visitors report strange noises, shadows, or sensations of being watched. The pass retains a malevolent beauty, serene yet horrifying. It is both a monument and a warning. The final lesson of Dyatlov Pass is both haunting and humbling. It is not just a story of death, but a story of human fragility and the limits of understanding. Courage and skill can only take us so far. Nature, chance, and possibly forces beyond our perception shape outcomes far beyond our control. The hikers' ambition, curiosity, and bravery live on, intertwined with the eternal question: what truly happened that night? Even after decades, even after countless studies, Dyatlov Pass retains its secrets. Step into the story, if you dare. Imagine the wind howling across the mountains, the snow beneath your feet, shadows shifting in the corners of your vision. Picture the torn tent, the scattered footprints, the eerie silence that followed, and remember the names of Igor, Ludmila, Yuri, and the others. Their courage, their tragedy, and their unresolved fate echo across time, whispering a warning. There are mysteries too deep for reason, too dark for comfort, and too chilling to forget. Subscribe to continue exploring the darkest corners of history, mystery, and human courage. Dyatlov Pass remains unsolved, a monument to the unknown, and a story that will haunt those who seek to uncover its truth.